welcome. My name is Vicki Haspels. I'm the Conscious Mystic, and this is a weekly forecast for week commencing May 30th, 2022. Every week I like to draw some cards and bring you the news of what energies to expect coming up. And as tarot reader and psychic, I like to give my interpretation and some guidance around the energies that we pick up from the cards. As I said, as I say to you each week, I have a lovely spread that I like to use that creates a nice little story. So, and my deck is the Mythic Tarot. So I don't know what cards we're choosing, and I'm shuffling the deck as we speak. So I'm just going to choose 6 cards, and then I'll bring that information to you as soon as I've got them. But in the meantime, I'll let you know I'm coming from the lovely Margaret River in WA. And that I would have loved to show you what Margaret River looks like. But as has happened every Sunday, the weather decides to go a bit pear-shaped. So I'm coming to you from inside the van. I will, this video is pre-recorded, so I might pop up some little pictures in there to show you of what my week was like, because I had a lovely week. And there were some days where the sun was shining, because we are in winter here in Western Australia, in Australia. So anyway, without further ado, I will start with the weekly forecast. As I said, for week commencing May 30th, 2022. The first card that we're going to have a look at is the where we're at. This is the energy of us, and this is the known part of us, the conscious part of us. So we have this card here, 6 of Wands. So 6 of Wands represents that part of us that says, I know who I am, I know what my skills are, and I'm really ready to show them off. It says that, as you can see, looking at that picture, is that it's like, hey, I'm proud of who I am. I actually have this. These are the things that I'm qualified to do. I have a piece of paper that says I do this, or I have something that gives me the confidence to move forward. And so it is this week that will be recognised. It's not that you have to get that you have to, or that we will be going out there saying, hey, look at me. We will be appreciated for the skills that we have and the hard work that we put into those skills. So the next card we're going to have a look at is what our soul self, or our guidance or spirit energy, is working with us to help us understand and to boost that first card. We have the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups can represent a person. I think in this instance it feels like a person of influence. So we will be influenced or meeting somebody that is going to remind us that it's okay to be a little bit indulgent, and that it's okay to be influential with those qualifications or with our skills. The guidance is also, because the Queen of Cups is in play, like our soul energy, our guidance energy, will place us in situations where we will have some sort of input that will actually have a result and a solution. That means that our skill set and our qualifications, the part of us that says this is what I know how to do or what to do, will have an impact and will influence the situation. Now, the little voices inside of my head are saying, "Oh, that'd be for good or for negative." So it can go either way. So don't be too concerned whether the influence is going to have we might call it negative, but it might actually have a quite helpful impact in that it will shake things up. I just have this feeling it's going to shake things up. The reason that came to me was that for me, if when I have influence around people and it sort of shakes the energy up, I get a little bit, oh, did I do the wrong thing? And then I realise, no, actually I'm in the right place, saying and doing the right thing. So just be mindful that our circle of influence, the changes that we can make with that 6 of Wands energy may ruffle a few feathers, which is, I always think is a good thing. So let's have a look at the challenges that we'll be working with this week. Challenges, fears, things that will also prevent us from accessing the energy straight away, because these are the things that we can learn from, to be mindful of, and that they are vulnerabilities that we have. You know, we can use this time to work on these vulnerabilities as well. So we have this card here, Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups represents choice. It represents that the things that we like, if we wanted all the things that we enjoy, it's like they're laid out in front of us, ready to have. So because it's sitting in that space of of challenges and fear, I'm just going to tune into, because it feels to me that my immediate message around that was that the field was going to be quite narrow, that we may not have the expectations or choice that we think we might have with our circle of influence, with our qualifications. Like, for example, we might have a really good grasp on, let's say, counselling or psychology, and we know that our skill set actually works in a particular field, but we're called upon to work in a different area, and there are no other options for us to shine other than in this area. Now that narrows the field, but that doesn't take away from the influence that we have, and that we're able to shine in that space. So don't forget that as we're working with that energy, everything is working for us. So if it feels very limiting, it just all that can mean is that we are being placed in the exact space that we need to be, that we don't have to control everything, but we can have those things that we're looking for. I just feel that being the message from that card is that we might be placed in a spot that is not ideal, but we'll have those choices later on. It's really just about going with the flow and thinking, oh, I'm not going to move forward because I don't want to be here. Well, it's like, oh, okay, well, this is the only opportunity I have at the moment. I'm just going to go for it because I know that down the track my opportunities will actually open up. And that's what the Seven of Cups is all about, where those opportunities open up and we get to pick and choose. So taking that first option first, it might not be our first choice, but down the track we will get to pick and choose because we're going with that flow. How will our response be? What are we going to do? Oh, okay, oops. So we will require support. We will be accepting help where we need help. So that means collaboration. So as much as we have these skills, we are not an island. So working with other people is going to be really important. My feeling from that card is not so much that we have to work with other people, but there is something about collaborating that's going to help us get to where we want to be. Remember I said to you that circle of influence is quite narrow. Working with that flow, working with other people, collaborating will allow that opening up to happen and the choices to actually open up for us. So, what does this mean for our future? Oh, isn't that okay? With the Devil, potential future. Now, I love the Devil for like playtime, getting to do what we want. Can you imagine having this card where all of our options and choices all of a sudden open up? It's like we're used to sort of going, oh, I have to go this, I have to do that because that's what, that's the only thing open to me. But what happens when we do have all the choices? What happens when all of a sudden we've been so either, sort of hobbled by narrow choices, or even our choices that we limit ourselves, and all of a sudden the world is our oyster. We feel a little bit selfish, and so we get the guilts. So expect that as our options and our world opens up, there'll be a little bit of a skittishness around it, because it's like, oh, I don't deserve this, I shouldn't be doing this, I'm not good enough, all the stuff that wants to come crashing in. I think that if we want to use the Devil in our favour, I would say have some fun with it. The devil really is about no hesitation, not that, what's the word, no inhibitions. So it means that allowing the whole range of what we'd like to try. And to me, it feels like we're going to have a whole smorgasbord to play with. And because we're so used to being bound up or tied up, that we don't know what it's like to be free. We don't know what it's like to have our own choices, and all of a sudden, that smorgasbord is going to be there. And we might feel a little bit scared that we're going to be in trouble, or somebody's going to come down on us. But you know what? The devil is there just to say, go for it. Try everything, even if it feels really weird or it's something that you've never had an opportunity to do before. Just give it a go. That's why the devil is there. It's about trying things out that you've never tried before, and satisfying, and again, satisfying a part of you that's never been satisfied before, because we place so many limitations on ourselves that we forget that we actually are in charge of ourselves. Now, let's go back. I want to go back over a few of the cards we have, especially we've got the Queen, we've got the Seven of Cups, and we have the Devil, all in play. These cards are all about self-satisfaction, satisfying ourselves, being selfish or self-full, if you want to call it that. So to me, the influence of this week is really about exploring the parts of ourselves that we've never really had an opportunity to try before. There's going to be space to give it a go, because we have the skill set and the qualifications and the actual ability to move into something that we've never actually considered. So we have considered it, but we've been a little bit sort of, oh, that's too selfish, I shouldn't do that, because that's not the norms. So we get to break out of that way of thinking. Well, it's be kind to yourselves about breaking out of that thinking space, because it takes a lot of courage to step into it, and you're not going to be locked into a particular pathway, but it's an opportunity to open up the thoughts or the options about, oh, I actually have a choice here. What do I want to do? So we get to explore the self, what the self really wants. I don't think we get to do that too much, because we're so bound by particular rules in society. So let's have a look. What is our spiritual self saying here? So our spiritual self is about going within. Our spiritual journey is about contemplation and really being a little bit sort of overwhelmed with our own choices. Really, I guess, forces us, or the importance of stepping in and looking deeper within, and saying to ourselves, you know what? Who am I? What do I want? Is this who I am? And so the Four of Swords provides the space and the soul space to explore who we are. So because we have all those options, our limitations are gone. It's a smorgasbord. But it's about a deep dive into who we are. Who are we? And if you're not sure about who you are, this is a perfect, and I want to say launching pad. Again, you're not going to be locked into anything, but it's the perfect launching pad to start that conversation with your own self and with your own heart, to start to discover, who are you? What does drive you? What is your passion, and what are you selfish about? What is it that you'd love to try? Anyway, it sounds like a really interesting week. I feel like it's more of a launching, as I said, like a launch pad rather than being locked into something. And it seems to me that all of those mixed emotions about who we are, what we love, or what do I deserve, or do I deserve this, should I be doing this, all opening up for us and for our consideration. So anyway, that's me. I'm going to tack on to the end of this a few pictures of my travels this week, and but otherwise, thanks for joining me. My name is Vicki Haspels. I'm the Conscious Mystic. This has been the weekly forecast for week commencing May 30th, 2022, with love from me to you. Mwah.